Hello everyone, this is Kim Quady with KimPlaysWithPaper.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mesa, Arizona, and each Tuesday I either have a Facebook Live or a video for you showing you a fun technique or card or project. So today I'm going to be showing you a fall card using Stampin' Up's Picture This Dies and the Banner Year stamp set. Good morning, Trudy. Thanks for popping in today. The calendar says fall. It's October 5th today, but yesterday in Arizona it was 99 degrees, so sometimes it's a little hard to feel fall, but we still have our fall attributes here. And I remember all the falls from living in the Midwest. So it's fun to create cards using those elements. Good morning, Nikki. Thanks for popping in today. All right, Stampin' Up, or not Stampin' Up, Facebook did some weird things yesterday while they were offline, and the system's just a little bit different. So I'm gonna put you down to my workspace and show you today's card. Thanks so much for sharing the video and liking it and seeing if, all right, there we go. That worked just fine. So I'm using the Picture This dies. They're in Stampin' Up's annual catalog, and you get two dies with this, that shape and that shape. Good morning, Dawn. Thanks for popping in. This is one of the very first things I ordered from the annual catalog, and I've really had a lot of fun playing with the different ways to use the dies. This one most especially. So today I'm pairing it with the Banner Year stamp set, which is also in the annual catalog on page 95. Good morning, Teresa. Thanks for popping in. One of the reasons I absolutely love this stamp set is because it comes with all of our fallish type events. It can be used for a lot of things, starting out with Halloween and going into Thanksgiving and fall elements and even Christmas. So I think this is a very versatile stamp set to get a lot of use out of, and I do have many samples on my blog at KimPlaysWithPaper.com to show you that. So let's get started. This is the card that I created. I made this for class this week, so it does use the Early Espresso card stock, 5 1/4 by 4, as well as So Saffron, and this is kind of a different fold. It opens that long way, so you take a piece of 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock, cut it right down the half at 4 1/4, and then score at 5 1/2, which gives you an open that way. So I took the 5 1/4 by 4 cardstock. I ran it through the Stampin' & Cut emboss machine with my die. And then I ran it through Stampin' Up's Timber 3D embossing folder, which is in the holiday mini catalog. So that gives it kind of the wood tree texture that I'm going for. Then I also had a piece of crumb cake cardstock that I cut basically 5 1/4 by 4, but what I wanted out of that crumb cake are the little circles that go with it. So you'll notice they just, good morning, Joy, thanks for popping in. So they match up because I didn't want to stamp on the, well, you can't, it's hard to stamp on the Early Espresso. So those are my little circles, and that's what we're going to stamp on today with a variety of our colors. And I've got all the little images inked up and ready to go. And let's, because this is a photopolymer stamp set, let's bring in the Stampin' Pierce mat. Sometimes that helps us get what we need. We'll need this for reference. Sometimes I need to remember what I stamped everything like. Let's start with our leaves. that stamp set, the Banner Year stamp set, has this little leaf right here, and I have that in 3 different colors. The first one was So Saffron. So Saffron is on, this will also be transferred to a YouTube video as well as on my blog, so you'll be able to see a list of all of the supplies, and I will have links to where you can shop for that. So there's the So Saffron leaf. I have my wet chamois to clean that off real quick. You'll notice I've cut those in 3s so I can have smaller pieces. So then we need a pear pizzazz leaf. Let's close these so I don't get ink everywhere. I'm just getting all my little pieces. This was a lot of stamping but that's what we're all about, rubber stamping. So here's our pear pizzazz. And I love that with the photopolymer, you can see right through, so you know you're stamping. Good morning, Chris. Thanks for popping in. You can see that there. So I've got that in my pear pizzazz. I'll set that aside, clean it off a little bit. All right. And then I am going to do the other leaf in Mary Merlot. Just all my favorite fall colors, and there were some I didn't even get to use. Okay. But just love this that stamp set for that purpose. Good morning, Sue. Thanks for popping in. All right, so we have the 3 little leaves. I need this size to do the acorn. Now the hello that I have comes from a different stamp set. I needed something small enough, and I've put the 2 stamps on 1 block all together. So that's all ready for us. All right, let's do the little squirrel. And I haven't seen any Cajun craze squirrels here, but back in Minnesota, North Dakota, we had some red squirrels. So I decided he can be Cajun craze. Of course, I could make the squirrel any color I wanted, but we'll make him that. Just press down evenly and firmly, and you can see the ink kind of going into that. So there's our squirrel. And then we have our pumpkin left. Alrighty. I do have the pumpkin. I want to pass along a little tip. You'll see a little bit of washi tape here. Sometimes it's hard to know which is the top and the bottom of a stamp. So I have put a little bit of washi tape on there to remind me that that's the top. And especially if I'm in a class, I can tell everyone that's where I want to put the top of the pumpkin, because we will be adding a leaf. So I'm using my pumpkin pie ink. Can always practice on your grid paper, scratch paper if you want. And this is one where the Stampin' Pierce mat really comes in handy. Make sure I get enough ink for my pumpkin. Leave some room for the stem. The stem's a really teeny piece. And press down evenly and firmly there. All right. And here is our little leaf. And again, I have put a little piece of washi tape on there to remind me where the top is. This one's a little hard to find, the top. So anybody else have this banner year and have tried it for different things? At the end, I'll show you the Halloween card that I've made with the picture this and there we go. So we have all of our pieces, and now it's a matter of putting it together. I'll show you a Halloween card that I did using banner year and the picture this dies. I have had a really fun time trying to find all the little elements that go best with that. So I do have our So Saffron base that I showed you earlier. Again, it's just a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, cut vertically down the middle and then scored in half. I think what I'm going to do here is use the glue. That might help it stay on, and then it'll help us get in these little nooks and crannies of the circles here and make sure that it stays down. Now, the issue with me for glue is it's either I get too much or too little, you know, and then it starts squeezing out the side, and then it sticks to everything. But I guess practice makes perfect, so we'll use the glue. What a bargain. I think it's $4 a bottle, so can use a bunch of that. Okay, let's put that on the card front. The other thing about the glue is it gives you just a little bit of wiggle room once you get it on here to make sure you have it exactly where you need it. Now you could do a couple of things with this. You could, I could have popped up this panel and then put my circles in, or vice versa, but I thought that just going flat would work just fine. So now I'm just going to put my circles in that I've already die cut. And what's fun about this, the little pieces that come from that die cut, is if you can see they've got that cute little stitching around it. And I have used the circles for other things, because you see I have you have a bunch of empty, and you can use them as backgrounds for other cards. And I do have a sample for that too that I can show you. So I'm going to put the pumpkin in here. And again, I suppose I could use a little bit of glue. You could use glue dots. You could use Stampin' Dimensionals, your adhesive of choice. Stampin' Seal works. So I'm just going to tuck that back in here. So it's really, it does a fun and easy card that with this stamp set makes it fun. And the hello, so I can drag out this card, not drag it out, but I can use this card for almost anything this fall. For a birthday, a thinking of you, a thank you. I think the hello covers it all. So it's real versatile. Oftentimes on my calendar, if I don't look far enough ahead, I miss, like, oh, I needed a birthday card today. So I could even bring out something like that. All right, last night we even had some thunder. We had a little rain last night. So it is maybe feeling a little bit more like your typical fall. And you can kind of mess around with the leaves, have it face different directions. And one more. Okay. And that green leaf there. The other element I added was some linen thread, and well, this is always on my order all the time. It's another one of those really affordable craft products that you can add to your list and add to your stash and cards that doesn't break the bank. So I've cut probably a little 20 inches off of there, and it is going to go around the inside of the card, but it's so small or thin it doesn't really make a huge difference. 46 in Nebraska. Oh my goodness, he needed gloves today. Okay, I'll start over again here. Got distracted. The way I like to do this is I like to put the linen thread in the front and then follow it around in the back, and it kind of gives me a couple of layers, and then I'll be able to tie a bow here. Try to make it as tight as I can without messing up the cardstock. All right, and then you can just pull on the little legs to make it what you need. And there you go. You've got your card all ready to go. I am going to get my ribbon scissor out and trim that. All right, so there is the fall card that I've made with the Picture This Dies and the Banner Year stamp set. I also want to show you the Halloween card that I put together with the Banner Year and the Picture This Dies. So I kind of switched the circles around, but I used all the fun little elements. And this one I did pop those circles up inside of there. I also have a sample how I used those pieces. And that card is right here. So you can see behind those leaves, I've used the leftovers so I can get the most out of that. Thanks, Deb, for popping in late. Yeah, you can see what I've, if you have that set, this might be a fun card to make with that. So that was my card for today. The banner year and the picture this dies. Just trying to get as much as I can with that. Hey, Lisa, thanks. Thanks for popping in, and thanks for the shout out. Anyway, I hope that wherever you are today, you have an awesome day, an awesome rest of the week. You can find me online at kimplayswithpaper.com, and we'll see you next week, same time. Bye-bye.